We've recently had some accountants ask us, once they have a client testimonial, what do they do with it? You know that using your client's words in your marketing is one of the most powerful pieces of content that you can create. These stories are what we like to call marketing gold dust, and by that, we mean the words and phrases that your clients use to describe their experience of working with your accounting firm. This marketing gold dust attracts more clients like them and can be what really sets you apart from other accounting firms. You can use these words to build trust, show expertise, and attract other clients who have similar problems to your existing ones. You're showing them that you understand these problems and the issues they have, and you've helped other people who had the same ones. Now, before you launch into sharing your testimonial with the world, I want you to answer this question. Who is your ideal audience? And then have a think about, what are they like? What do they care about? Why do I love working with them? Once you've noted down some answers to that, the next question is, does this testimonial answer the questions my ideal audience has? If the answer is yes, then great, you can move on to the next stage of sharing your testimonial. If the answer is not really, and you feel that the message addresses the question but the actual words don't, then you can redraft the testimonial and get approval from your client before you share it, making sure that the core message stays the same. If the answer is no, but you feel you have helped solve a problem, you've helped this client solve a problem that your ideal audience has, then go back and just ask them to rephrase the testimonial to reflect that. If you then realise that you actually don't want more clients like that, then don't share the testimonial, because you're only going to end up attracting more clients like them, which you don't want more of. You then need to pick out the most powerful part of the testimonial. This is your opportunity to show your prospects that you understand them and you have experience with working with other clients like them. Don't focus on the nice words that people say about you. So, for example, if someone were to say, Steph's a nice person and I loved working with her. That's a very kind thing to say and I'd be very flattered, but it doesn't show at all how I've helped them overcome a problem they had, how I've helped them relieve their burdens and improve their business and ultimately their life. Here's an example from one of our clients, PJ. Here PJ describes in her own beautiful, untouched words how she felt about her brand and website before her project and how she feels now. It shows how PF has helped solve her problem. Like with all your marketing, your brand needs to show through. So you need to pull out the words that help a prospect see who you really are. Pick out the words and phrases that only someone who truly knows you and your firm could say and focus on their feelings. Generic stock phrases are boring and they will have no impact on your audience. You can then use design tools like Canva to prepare your testimonials for sharing. Now, this will depend on how the testimonial was sent to you in the first place. So if you were to receive a video, then check how good the audio is. Is the sound quality good enough? Do you have a branded intro and outro that you can add to the video? If it was sent to you in a Slack message or by email or in Teams, then just take a screenshot of the exact message and use that to share in your marketing. Sometimes the rawest form of content is actually the most powerful. If you're sitting in a Zoom meeting or an in-person meeting with a client and they start sharing how they're feeling and their experience of working with you and how you've helped them to improve their business and what it's done for their life, then just grab the closest thing to you can write on, whether it's a notepad, a napkin, or just the notes on your phone, and write down the exact words the client is saying. Don't be afraid to ask them to pause for 10 seconds while you grab something, because those words are going to be some of the most powerful you can share in your marketing. So you want to make sure you get exactly what they're saying. You can then later work on it for sharing on the different platforms. When it comes to sharing your testimonials, there's lots of areas of your marketing you can do this. So let's start with your website. Have a dedicated testimonials page that a visitor can visit and scroll through, but this content is too valuable for somebody just to maybe stumble across. So make sure you're sharing your testimonials across your whole website. So for example, on your services page, if you've got a service page on tax compliance, share a testimonial on how you helped somebody with that specific problem and how you helped overcome it for them. Likewise with your How We Work pages or Meet Our Team pages. For social media, use the platform that you've identified that you know your audience hangs out on and interacts on. Go back to those powerful words that you pulled out of the testimonial, the ones that really describe you and your firm, and use those in the actual graphic, and then you can share the rest of the testimonial in the caption. Here's an example of a social media graphic that we created from the quote I shared from PG earlier. You can also share your testimonials in blogs, like this one. If you are following the They Ask You Answer concept for writing your blogs, which we would encourage all accountants to do so, you'll be answering your audience's questions in your blogs. You can therefore include testimonials from existing clients who had the same problem and who you helped overcome. Your proposals is another great opportunity to share your testimonials. You can create a custom testimonials page, and again, for any prospect that is receiving your proposal, they'll be able to see how you've helped other clients who have the same issues as them. Live and online events is another space that you can share your clients' stories, and it's a great way to connect with the audience and for them to connect with you on a more human level. Remember as well, when you're sharing your client testimonials, to include, if you have the permission to, the client's name and their firm. Including their name just gives that more personal connection and enables your prospects to connect with Steph as opposed to the firm that they work for. Sharing your clients' testimonials is one of the most powerful forms of marketing, and it all starts with your audience. So if you aren't sure who your ideal audience are or what issues they have, then join our Accelerator coaching group and determine those first to make sure that your marketing is speaking to only them. Now, go and start sprinkling some of that marketing gold dust.